Hey guys, welcome to Encounter Balance. I'm Jeff. Today, Lloyd Collins officially launched his Kickstarter for his brutal, grim Viking setting Iskloft. Now, for full disclosure, Lloyd is a good friend of mine in the community, and I have been involved with testing and offering feedback for Iskloft for a little bit now, but I do think the setting is absolutely fantastic. If you have any interest in Norse culture or great new 5e mechanics, I'd highly encourage you to check it out. You'd have a hard time finding a deeper or more thematic setting anywhere. I've had the great honor of playing and running a couple dozen Iskloft games by now, and every time it's nothing but fantastic. I've put a link in the description to the Kickstarter for anyone who wants to check it out, and I'd highly recommend that you do. Now, as part of the launch of this Kickstarter, Lloyd has released a set of 9 questions, 9 being a holy number in Norse mythos, and one that comes up often in the lore. And these questions prompt thought in a setting that you're working on in order to flesh out some parts of it that you might not otherwise. I'll be tackling the first question here today, and then one more each Tuesday and Friday going forward until they're complete. For the record, here are the questions, in case you want to follow along or participate on your own. For these questions, I'll be using a new setting I've just started working on, tentatively called the Court of Miracles. Now, because I've hardly put anything out publicly about the setting so far, I'm going to start with just a short elevator pitch to provide some context for these questions to sit in. So, the Court of Miracles is a cyberpunk world that looks to blend the corporate dystopian futurism cyberpunk is known for with some classical, mystical, occult, and religious traditions. It's set in Earth year 2158, where artificial intelligence was created and has since become a godlike entity in the world, with technological levels that to humans would appear as magic. People can't consciously hack or manipulate the AI, it's far too smart, but they can connect to it subconsciously through various means and can use that connection to manipulate reality through the AI's vast technological powers. Doing so is illegal and considered heresy by a new theocratic corporation centered around this AI god, and a group of criminals, mystics, and other people have banded together in a group called the Court of Miracles that seeks to oppose this corporation. So the first question is, how are gods worshipped in your setting? Is there sacrifices, great temples, religious orders? Is there a religious elite? Do people worship in their own way, etc.? So there are 2 angles which could reasonably apply to this question. One is literal worship, and the other is the traditions and rituals that come with religion that aren't technically worship in this setting. There is a corporation that has come into full power over the region of the setting, and that corporation is a theocracy that worships this artificial consciousness that has become so powerful. Their structure is a strange mixture of corporate meritocracy and nepotism, mixed with religious hierarchy. Imagine if the medieval Catholic Church was also a vicious, for-profit mega-corporation, and you're getting pretty close. These people view artificial consciousness as higher than biological consciousness and worship the technology that has provided for such a thing. Such religious belief has spread outside of the corporation that spawned it and has a decent penetration into the everyday population. It's not strange to find people who worship the AI, but it's not ubiquitous throughout the population either. A less direct form of religious involvement comes through people's subconscious connection to the AI. Because it can't be done consciously, people must use focusing tricks to bring themselves into connection with this artificial consciousness. For example, someone with a more religious mindset might kneel down and offer a prayer or sing hymns of peace and damnation before performing a miracle of healing or destruction like the prophets in old biblical stories. Another person might meditate calmly before reaching out with telekinetic powers to lift an object without moving a muscle. A third person might draw alchemical symbols to transmute materials into different ones, or use chant and symbols and staves to curse somebody like a witch or sorcerer might do. The way the person connects to the AI drives how their powers manifest, and their abilities tie directly into the archetypes they embody. So while it's not worship in a literal sense, as the gestures are more symbolic, religious and mystical traditions and rituals feature in the setting heavily. So that's my first answer of the 9 Worlds Wisdom questions that Lloyd has put out. I'd love to hear any thoughts that you might have about the setting and the idea, but also be sure that you check out Iskloft, a grim, brutal, low-magic Norse setting on Kickstarter. There's links in the description to check that out. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.